Hi everybody, this is Dan Stolebarger. Welcome to this week's KFIR Middle East Update. It's the week of August 9th. Reminder, go to our website, holygroundexplorations.com, to access the PDF PowerPoint that accompanies this YouTube. I want to jump right in. This week is Tisha B'Av, this upcoming Sunday. As you know, that's a time of deep reflection, of mourning, of remembering the tragedy of both temples being destroyed on that very same day. For me, this has caused me a time of reflection as well. A friend of mine just sent me a compilation of prayers and devotionals from Puritans. It's called The Valley of Vision. And as I was thinking about Tisha B'Av and reflecting, looking past into the future, I wanted to share this with you because this is really a reflection of where I'm at. And it's called The Valley of Vision. Lord, high and holy, meek and lowly, Thou hast brought me to the valley of vision where I live in the depths, but I see Thee in the heights. Hemmed in by the mountains of sin, I still behold Thy glory. Lord, let me learn by paradox that the way down is the way up, that to be low is to be high, that the broken heart is the healed heart, that the contrite spirit is the rejoicing spirit, that the repenting soul is the victorious soul, that to have nothing is to possess all, that to bear the cross is to wear the crown, that to give is to receive, and that the valley is the place of vision. Lord, in the daytime the stars can still be seen from the deepest wells, and the deeper the well, the brighter Thy stars shine. Let me find Thy light in my darkness, Thy life in my death, Thy joy in my sorrow, Thy grace in my sin, Thy riches in my poverty, and Thy glory in my valley. A Tisha B'Av reflection. Those are my musings for this week. So we jump into news bites, and I've got three. You know, a lot of people ask about Netanyahu, assuming as tourists go to Israel that he's sort of the champion. Everybody loves him or whatever. And the reality is that most Israelis believe that he has improved Israel's international standing, strengthened their defense, but at home, not a champion. Economic, social gaps, he remains kind of marred by the corruption suspicions. So I'm not sure what's going to transpire with these upcoming elections. It will be interesting, something to keep our eyes on. And then out of Iran this week, they've indicated that they're bumping up funding to Hamas to $30 million per month. In return, their expectations is that this Palestinian terror group will give them more information regarding the location of Israeli missile stockpiles. That's that whole peace deal, right? And then, of course, the sound bite from Rouhani, peace with Iran is the mother of all peace. War with Iran will be the mother of all wars. No doubt directed to the West, to the U.S., which continues to impose crippling sanctions on Iran. And again, we're going to have to just take this wait and see approach of what's going to transpire. Going into now kind of our articles, a reminder, get the PDF PowerPoint, see the photos. Again, I'm going to have to get through this quickly, and there's much more information there for you. holygroundexplorations.com. Okay, issues with Jordan. Prime Minister Netanyahu recently requested a meeting with King Abdullah II. He was turned down. He tried a phone call, and that was also refused. The Jordanian officials are basically citing that this rebuff was made because of the difficult relations between Jordan and Israel at this time, due to Israel's stance on the West Bank. We'll get into that. The Temple Mount situation, Trump's peace plan, and it just sort of goes on. And Jordan doesn't want to have anything to do diplomatically right now with Israel. Very interesting, because what just transpired after this report, the next report is last Thursday, the Jordanian Waqf, the Islamic trust in charge of the Muslim holy sites in Jordan, as well as the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. There was a group of Israelis that were visiting in Jordan the tomb of Aaron on Mount Hor. And as they entered the site and began to pray there, they closed the tomb down. The tour guide basically said the Jordanians stripped everyone down, women's hair covering, men's yarmulkes. In addition, all their religious items were taken away. This does not bode well. And we're going to have to continue to see, because with the threats continuing from Hezbollah in Lebanon, or take your pick, in Hezbollah, also in Syria, the Iranians in Syria, and then you've got Hamas in Gaza, this safety net of Jordan now appears to be an issue that we have to continue to keep our eyes on as well. This whole thing with Area C, the Palestinian Authority, this is one of the reasons why I hope you get the PDF PowerPoint. I hope you can see this photo that indicates where Area C is. Remember, Area A is all Palestinian Authority controlled. So whether that's Jericho, Ramallah, those sort of things. Area B, it's a combination. And Area C is basically under Israeli control. But now, as you can see in these pictures that just came out, that the Prime Minister of Palestine, or Fatah, has now indicated that because Israel no longer respects any signed agreements, and they're started to increase building settlements in Area C, that Ramallah is now going to maintain security and administrative control over the whole area. So we're finding that we're going to have a conflict coming up in all of these Area Cs. And, just to heighten this issue, just last night, there was a terrorist killing in a settlement. The body of a yeshiva student who had been stabbed to death was discovered outside of a settlement in Gush Etzion, the area of the West Bank, in the pre-dawn hours Thursday morning, prompting a massive manhunt for the killer. Hasn't been found yet. And so once again in this area, Netanyahu's already come out saying, we are going to be in control. And again, with what we just read from the Palestinian, we're going to have a major conflict down the road. The whole thing with Gaza and Islamic Jihad and Hamas and all that, make no mistake about it. We've got this ceasefire that's been reached under the auspices of Egypt and the UN. But the bottom line, it's just reloading. It's allowing Islamic Jihad and Hamas the opportunities to restore their military capabilities without having to worry about Israel retaliatory measures whatsoever. Khamenei of Iran boasts. He comes out and saying, because of our assistance and help, and remember, they're going to get more now. It used to be that Hamas only had rocks to use, but now they possess precision rockets and missiles. Again, we talked last week about the perception that because there's no massive terrorist attacks in Israel, that it must have been alleviated. The problem, or the truth is, no, it hasn't. It's the credit of both Mossad and Shin Bet. Just last week, the Shin Bet Security Service says that it thwarted plans by Hamas members from Hebron to conduct a bombing attack in Jerusalem. They retrieved the 3-kilogram explosive device. The operatives that are now imprisoned in Israel and the West Bank, they were told to, or confessed that they were to form cells in order to carry out more kidnappings, shootings, stabbings, purchase weaponry, all in the Jerusalem sort of area. So once again, it is not as if this has ceased. It's due to the abilities of Shin Bet and Mossad. Now I'm out of time. One last thing here that I want to share. More and more we see this last photo, we see the Palestinian flags flying with the swastika and in the Gaza area. And just a reminder that the Nazi swastika flag is a symbol of what? Of murder and sheer hatred raised against the Jewish people, raised against the Holocaust victims. How can we not see that when we look at this swastika? And it's being raised more and more in Gaza. And because of all this, remember the strength of the IDF is to be alert, determined to defend Israel today and every single day. So be praying for the peace of Jerusalem, Jewish eyes to be open to receive their Messiah. And with that, out of time, shalom.